Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Right now I'm in the new Chery Tiggo Cross. This one is the 1.5 liter turbo variant. Today I'm going to make a very detailed driving review regarding to this car. Technical specification, this is runs on a 4-cylinder 1.5 liter turbo engine. Horsepower, it has 147 PS and 210 Newton meters of torque. Transmission, it is using a 6-speed DCT gearbox. Now, it has 3 driving modes: Eco, Normal and Sport. I'm going to start with the Eco mode first and see how this car drives in town. Now, before I start, shout out to Chery Petaling Jaya for giving me an opportunity to drive this car and bring it out for a review. Do remember to subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. And now let's begin the drive. Now it has an electronic gear shifter. Basically, you step on the brake and push all the way up to enter reverse. Now the signal is on the right. Now let's go into D. Steering wheel in Eco mode, it is very soft, so it's very easy for town drive. And the steering wheel forces, you can adjust it to a more firmer setting, which is Sport. And you also can link with the drive mode, whereby now you are in Eco mode, the steering wheel is lightweight, and when you put into Sport mode, the steering wheel will be slightly firmer. Now let's exit from the showroom. As you can see, this 360 degree, or we call it 540 degree camera, actually helps me to get out from this junction pretty easy. Now, during the initial acceleration, you can definitely feel the DCT gear change. But during Eco mode, I think the power delivery is very smooth. And because it's a 4-cylinder 1.5 liter turbo engine, the engine sound doesn't sound very rough, which is a good thing. And it is very smooth. Now it also comes with a blind spot monitoring camera to help me look at the blind spot as well. And because this car is not too wide, so you can actually easy to judge where your car is going and the width of this car. Now the sitting position, for me, it is quite comfortable. And during this rumble strip, the suspension actually handles it pretty okay. The front is using a McPherson struts, the rear is using a torsion beam. And the wheelbase is 2610mm, which is about the size of the Proton X50. And the segment of this Tiggo Cross is between A to B segment. I will classify it as A plus segment. It's not entirely small car, but it's not as big. It's very nimble to drive around towns like this. And right now we are stopped in the traffic light. I can press on the auto hold so I can release my brakes. This is a very convenient feature. And let's talk about the interior design. Although this is a sub 100,000 ringgit vehicle, which Chery are going to announce the price not long later, I think you get this kind of packaging and spec is pretty well done. And it also comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now during Eco mode, it is a very pleasant drive. Now there's a corner, let's take it at 44. In the end of the day, this is still a crossover, so you can definitely feel the body roll a little bit. But by no means it is very serious. It is a very tidy kind of handling. During that kind of potholes, the suspension can feel a bit of firmness. And the brakes, in my opinion, is on the softer side, so you need to get used to it. It is not very responsive like some of the SUV, which has a very responsive rate where you press a little bit, the car will immediately want to stop. This one is a very progressive type. That means you need to step a little bit more to give you the braking force that you needed. Right now we are in stop and go traffic. As I mentioned earlier, this car is using a DCT gearbox, right? But during low speed, I do not feel any jerkiness so far, which is a good thing, because DCT usually during low speed and stop and go traffic like this, you definitely feel the gearbox is a bit jerky. I think Chery tuned this DCT pretty well, and right now we are in the uphill road. Even in eco mode, this car power is more than enough for you to handle this kind of situation. In some situation, I think this engine is actually way powerful for the size of this car, but it's not a bad thing. More is always better than less. Now enough of the eco mode, let's try out normal mode, shall we? So you can just use the shortcut key on the dashboard right here to quickly enter into normal mode. Obviously, it has a voice that says what mode you are in, which is very typical Chinese car kind of settings. And when you flick the right signal, the 360 camera will show on the right, which is very thoughtful. Now there's a speed bump at the front. Let's try to take it. And visibility to the outside is actually very airy because the windshield is not entirely narrow, and the body shape of this Tiggo Cross is towards a bit of boxier side, which gives you a very funky and very rugged look as well. I step a little bit more. The turbo boosts in at around 2000 RPM. You can definitely feel the push, but it's a smoother kind of push. It's not super aggressive that you will be scared. It is a very linear, very progressive type of acceleration. And this car is using an organ type pedal, so I can rest my foot very comfortable on the pedal, and I can very easy to control my throttle input. This is something that I think Chery did the best, because it is following what Germans are doing, especially BMW. Even in their small size vehicle, they still give you organ type pedal. Personal preference, I actually prefer organ type pedal over those hanging type. I think this is more comfortable to step in, and you get a left foot rest as well. You can basically take this car for a long journey and you won't feel very tired. And the seat upholstery is very soft as well. It's the same type of semi-bucket seat like you found in the Chery or Model 5. Okay, I need to find a stretch of road where we can test out the sport mode. The steering wheel, you can adjust tilt and telescopic, so you can always find your ergonomic sitting position. And the seat length, although this is a small entry-level crossover, but the seat length I think is better than the competitor. I think this is a plus point for Chery. They did not sacrifice on the seat comfort when it comes to this kind of entry-level crossover, and the prices are not expensive as well. It is expected to be sub 100k or below it, so I think it is very nicely spec'd, and it comes with full suits of ADAS feature, which includes adaptive cruise, and this car comes with a dual zone climate control. You see this panel, you thought it is digitally controlled, right? But Chery actually very nicely, they give you physical buttons for you to toggle between your fan speed and your dedicated aircon temperature for driver and passenger, which means it comes with dual zone climate. In such a small car, even though it's not necessary to have a dual zone, but Chery still give you. So you can see how well spec this car is. And you can look at the touchscreen right here. It is dual screen, both measure at 10.25 inch. Responsiveness is pretty good, and it also comes with a voice command feature. Now we are going through a downhill road. Let's try out how this car manages. You can also enter into manual mode. enter into engine braking mode. As you can see, now it's in second gear. It is doing the engine braking, so you can save a bit of energy and not relying too much on the brake pedal. Although this comes with 4 disc brakes, in this segment are also quite a good feature. The signal sound are also pretty nice to listen. Okay, now there's a traffic light at the front. Later, I will enter into sport mode and I will do a slight acceleration test to see how this 1.5 litre turbo handles. Okay, there's a green light, so I give the car in front a bit of space and I'll step fully. It is a very linear kind of acceleration. It's not very aggressive, but it's enough to get you moving from the traffic light. And even my phone is already flying somewhere else. Definitely the pushback is not strong, but the power is there.
It has entered sport mode.
I just realized I'm not in sport mode just now. So later on, I will try out the acceleration again. But just now you can see during normal mode, it already gives you this much of acceleration feel. So I think sport mode it will be more aggressive. Now there's a bit of stretch at the front, and let's step a bit more. Okay, this one is the front collision warning, whereby if I'm too close to the car at front, the car will warn me. And during sport mode, it's even slightly more aggressive, but it's still in the category that is linear. And when you enter into sport mode, you can see that the speed as well as the RPM numbers will switch to orange or red color. Okay, we are entering the roundabout. It is a quite busy stretch of roundabout, so we need to take extra careful. So we need to give signal when we want to exit the roundabout. Okay, the road is clear. Let's step a little bit more. This is how the 1.5 litre turbo performs under sport mode. I think in this type of price range, I have no complaints about the power. And the power is also in a very linear manner. So you can actually drive this car very comfortable during your daily roundabout. Now we are almost in the end of the driving review. So let's sum up this Chery Tiggo Cross. If you are in the market looking for a practical, comfortable crossover, in the market you have competitors such as Produa Activa, Honda WRV, and if you move up a segment higher, you get a Proton X50. These three are within the price range of 100,000 ringgit Malaysia. You can see that the Chery Tiggo Cross offers a pretty good engine. It generates adequate amount of power, and the interior design are also pretty nice in this price range, in this segment, and the comfort level is easily matched up to the other competitor. We are not talking about the HEV variant yet. If I gotten the chance to review that, I'll definitely make a review on that. But today, we just focus on the 1.5 litre turbo. I think the Tiggo Cross is definitely the crossover SUV you should consider. And once again, shout out to Chery 4S Petaling Jaya for giving me an opportunity to feature this Tiggo Cross.